Our breaking news this morning: a shootout outside a Southwest Atlanta market overnight brought out SWAT teams and sent bullets flying into a home.
Atlanta News First Don Shipman is live with the first alert breaking news tracker in Windsor Street. And Don, we now know the two women pulled from that house had nothing to do with this.
Those two women, innocent bystanders in all of this. And then the two people, or the people involved in that shootout, they are still out there. Police are still searching for them. I want to show you where it all went down. Right around 2 o'clock this morning, that parking lot of that Atlanta food market is what it's called. That is where the shootout happened, and right across the street from that house where those two women were pulled from. Someone opened fire in that parking lot. Bullets crossed the street and then hit that house on Windsor. SWAT was called in not because of the shootout, but to safely get the people inside that house out and make sure that they weren't connected. They weren't. Atlanta police say that two women ushered out were innocent bystanders, caught in the middle of someone else's violence. No one was hurt, but no arrests have been made either, and police have not said how many suspects they're looking for at this point. Windsor Street is back open. Police just wrapped up their investigation, I want to say about 15 minutes ago. We are pushing Atlanta police now for more details on what triggered the shootout in the first place. So we're going to continue to follow this. Once we learn more, of course, we will pass that information along to you. Now that we're live here in Southwest Atlanta, Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.